What's up, guys? Welcome back to Hipo Supercoach. We've got our round 2 team review. Scored the 2-2-8-8, which I'm pretty happy with, to be honest. And ranked 3,500, which isn't too bad. With all the average picks I've had, I actually don't mind where I'm sitting. So let's get into the team and see what we're going to do this week, because it's very, very pivotal week. So the thing I'm happiest about at this point is just keeping those 36 trades. I was worried about whether I would need to panic trade or, rage trade last second someone on the Sunday or the Saturday. But we got through the weekend and without trading, so that is a big positive. Going to the teams, so Doherty 73. I wouldn't expect a score like this again from him, and if it does happen, then he's probably just going to go, to be honest. I don't want 600k players pumping out 70s, but at the same time, what can you do? It's not worth a trade, in my opinion. Nick Dacos is an absolute beast, 150. Everyone's going to scramble to get him in. I think if you don't have him, he will be highly picked this week, and rightfully so. I mean, the price is so good, and obviously he's a jet. McGovern, I was really happy with, so 116. I'm not going to go over the games today. I'm just going to talk about my team and trade targets. McGovern 116. I think he had 21 touches, so super efficient, and I just think he's not a lock by any means, but I'm really happy with that pick as a starting selection. So yeah, he's done everything right, and actually when they were junking at the end, McGovern was on the bench, which was freaking annoying. So I think that he could have added another 20 points onto that score. So yeah, beast. If you picked him, good job. Liam Jones, holding Jones instead of McKenna hasn't really paid off in the end, because I think McKenna went a couple of points more, and obviously the trade would have been nice to have another one this week, but, hindsight, whatever. I'm still happy with where I'm sitting. Jones, fuck man, he only got knocked out in the first minute. I was panicking. I saw Bond get knocked out, or Bond get dropped, and it looked like he was stunned. Jones get concussion test. I think someone else, Marshall, got hurt as well. I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, I'm going to have to delete the team. But all is well, and all was fine in the end. 76. I mean, he's got his break even of 48, so it's not great. But I think a trade for me. Trade for me. Ruben Gibby was good, so he's going to make us some nice cash. Break even of negative 64, and Charlie Constable, break even of negative 53, really good. So I'm actually just going to open up players in a new tab, and we're going to have a look at some of the break evens. We'll finish off the team first. So Neil 100, I'm not happy with this at all. It's a pass, but it's not good for someone you expect to be a captain option, and someone who historically starts off well. It's not really a good sign at all to have two scores barely scraping the ton. So fingers crossed Neil comes good, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point. He's going to drop a fair bit in cash. Bont was really good. He was my straight C, so happy with that. Jack Steele 96, so he has to go. He's out for like 4 to 6 weeks or something. So yeah, he'll be gone. Lockie Ash 94, really happy with this. Obviously no Whitfield, so helped him a lot, but I'm probably going to hold him at this point. I like that he's got this 90 in his scoring now, so it's not someone I want to hold, but it's someone I have to hold for now. I've got bigger problems. Hopping at 119, I just can't believe people traded this guy out. Honestly, it's crazy to me. But whatever, you make some mistakes, and just got to try and I think you have to probably bring him back in, to be honest. What's his break even? Break even of 2. Maybe you don't have to bring him back in. I don't know. Wangani Malera 76, so not ideal. Break even of 44, so the money's probably not going to be made, but he'll be a correction. Not this week, I don't think. And in the future, he'll be a correction, maybe next week. But I think the upside's there. For me, it's either Wangani Malera or Jones that goes, and I think Wangani Malera has better opportunity against Essendon to score than Liam Jones has against Brisbane. But that's just like a gut feel sort of thing. Ashcroft bounced back nicely with a ton. I don't know why people was even thinking about trading him out either. And then Cam McKenzie 52. It's not great, but I still want him on my field just because they're not going to get beat down like they did today, every week. So, it's a shit score, but whatever. It's a rookie. If it does it again, then I might have to start reconsidering, but I don't think he will. I think he gets north, he'll be okay. And Vital obviously didn't play, so use him as my loop. Baker was okay with 55. What's his break even looking like? Negative 28, so he'll still make a little bit of cash. Probably a slow burn, but better than nothing, I guess. And Chester 27, so he's going to be a dead rookie. He might go down money. See that? He's projected to go down $200. So yeah, I don't like the Chester pick, but hoping gets dropped and becomes a loop, and Vital comes back and actually can make some money. Because what's his break even? Negative 10. I reckon he could be a really good money maker if they play him. Obviously, job security is just the only question mark, but seems like Ross Lyon kind of rates him. That's why I didn't trade him this week. Witts and Marshall were good. Nothing really to say about them. That's pretty much what I kind of expect from those boys, those sort of scores. And then Radical, that's not someone I want on the field. I think if you're going to have him on the field, just, try and avoid that at all costs, because he's not going to be able to score enough points. Dunkley 117, just a standard Dunkley game. Taranto 95, a bit frustrating, but whatever. Pretty much everyone has him. Goulden 107, really nice. Zebra 123, unreal. Such a good starting pick. Bruin 46, hurts like hell, but happy to cop the defeat on him. It's not really our fault. It's not really his fault. It's more Chris Scott's fault. So the role was there, the upside was there, or the potential for the role was there, but clearly not to be. So whatever. And Harry Sheasel 114, so absolute monster. What's his break even looking like? Negative 116. Oh my goodness. He's going to go up 100k this week. So if you don't have Sheasel, obviously absolutely have to bring him in. Non-negotiable. If you want any chance at winning in this game, you need Sheasel. Vegas Green 49. It's not great, but still break even in negative. The same with Alwyn Davey, is it? Alwyn Davey, yeah. So whatever, they're going to be slow burns, but you know what, they're bench cover for now. I've got to talk about Wilmot. Wilmot actually played really well. I wouldn't be against fielding him, but I think I want to see another good score before I field him. So yeah, we're going to talk about my trades in a second. Lockie Cowan, he was okay. He's going to make a little bit of money. So trades. Now before we get into my trades, I want to talk about a couple of guys, and these are the guys off the top of my head that I think are worth talking about. So the first one's Sean Darcy. I wouldn't be trading him if I were you guys, just because he does play West Coast this week. Pretty average ruckman. Like, I think you'll feast on him, but I could see why you would trade him. But yeah, if it was up to me, I think teams will have bigger problems this week than Darcy. He was pretty good last week against the good opponent in Marshall, 97. It wasn't the role that was the problem with him, so it was just he had a bad game. So if he comes out and goes 160, you're going to be ripping your hair out about trading Sean Darcy. So in my opinion, don't trade him. But if you want to be aggressive, and I guess, you could trade him. But yeah, I wouldn't be. The other one is Jordan Ridley. I don't think he's worth a trade either. The role's probably not as good as what people thought, which is what I thought it would be like. I thought it'd be more shared with Redmond, and it looked like Redmond, even McGrath, was taking some kick-ins. I actually didn't catch the whole game, but it seems like he just sort of went missing at times. So Ridley is one that I'm pretty glad I've missed out on, but I wouldn't trade him if you have him. I think there's still a chance for him to be a top 8 defender. Don't think he'll go to the top 6, but I think top 8's reasonable. So just hold him for now. It's not worth trading over one bad game. It'd be like us trading Doherty. Don't trade Doherty. Setterfield's the other one, so he's one that if he's named, he probably has to come in. His break even is unreal, and his scoring potential is unreal. And I can't believe I'm saying this about a guy who I absolutely thought was dog shit. If I'm being honest, I thought he was terrible at Carlton. But I mean, the average is there, 123. There is word that apparently he had his calf or hamstring iced up, one of those, I can't remember, or thigh, I don't even know, somewhere on the leg, iced up, and it was a non-contact thing, so keep a very close eye on that. 6-day break. So for me, I won't be bringing him in only for that reason, but I think if he's named and he's actually playing, he probably has to come in just because the potential and the role's clear there. He had 27 CBAs or whatever. But yeah, I just don't like the fact that he's potentially injured and potentially carrying an injury. So wait and see how that unfolds and if there's any more news on that. But yeah, prioritise Setterfield this week if you can. So obviously the trades for me, it's going to be pretty simple. So the first one's going to be Bruin out. and I'm going to filter by break even. So we're going to look at the break evens quickly. So these guys are the must-haves. Pretty much everyone here, these top 4 are absolute must-haves. And Jack Buckley is interesting because he's actually played quite well. I don't know if Whitfield takes his spot. I think he's more of like a key defender. So I don't think Whitfield takes his spot, but I don't know. I don't really trust him. I need to know a bit more about him than just at first glance. Like, he looks good, but yeah, I'd need to know a bit more about his role and how they plan to use him, just general stuff about him. I don't really know much about him, so I'm happy to miss out on Buckley. Noah Long, I'm happy to miss out on too. I don't think he'll do that too often. But Cade Chandler and Connor McKenna, for me, break-evens of -94 and 76 are absolute must-haves. All these guys, Gimby, Sheasel, Chandler, and McKenna, I think you have to pick, provided their names. So we're going to bring in Chandler, and that's officially my first trade for the season. And then I'm tossing up between Jones and Wangan and Malera to drop. And I think, break-evens is kind of similar, so 48 and 44. I think Wangan and Malera just has that tiny bit more upside, so I will get rid of Jones. And we're going to obviously chuck in Connor McKenna, which is annoying that we didn't start him. No doubt about it, but it is what it is. And then the guy I want to bring in for Jack Steele is Darcy Cameron. So what we're going to do here, we're going to sub Alwyn Davey up. No, we're not. We're going to sub Constable down. We're going to sub Chesser up. And then we're going to sub Goulden up. Actually, sorry, we're going to sub that back. We're going to sub Chesser back. Are we going to sub Chesser back? I can't remember what I did here. I think we're going to do it like this. Yeah, we're going to bring Goulden up. Yep, this is exactly what we're going to do. And bring Darcy Cameron like this. So what this does, it keeps Chandler on the field, which is not something I'm super thrilled about. But I didn't really want to have to field Oscar Baker. I have got the option of fielding Wilmot. So if I emergency him on the Thursday, let me think. If I emergency him on the Thursday, I could swing, provided Chester gets dropped, which I think he has a good chance of doing so. I could swing him down here and then take Wilmot's score, hopefully. Hopefully that happens. Otherwise, I'll just have to go with Constable. But yeah, so swinging Goulden up or any midfielder up has kind of helped my structure here just for fielding Chandler. And yeah, Cameron, I think the role is so good. In my opinion, the role is really, really good. And it's hard not to go with him because he's got all the ruck time. Cox is just playing forward. And it's complete opposite of what we thought was going to happen. And a complete opposite of what was happening in the practice matches. But man, Darcy Cameron looks unreal. He's such a good player. Like, he takes marks around the ground. He does everything. And the hit-out's obviously good. I think Collingwood's midfield have actually improved a lot since last year, to be honest. Having Pendles in there helps a lot. So hit-outs to advantage will be there. And yeah, I just really like the Cameron pick, to be honest. Obviously, if Setterfield does get named, it'll have to be Setterfield just because of that break even. But Cameron will still be one that's on my watch list for sure. And I kind of like having Ruckman in my team because they obviously have some bailed out scorings because they have hit-outs to advantage. Or the hit-out scoring system. So yeah, I'm happy having Cameron. In terms of my plans for the week after, I think it'll be like maybe just one trade. And it might, or maybe 2 trades. So maybe like Wangan and Malera for Jack Bowes or something like that. Otherwise it could just be the 1 trade and I'll just go Wanganeen and Ash, maybe 2 trades. It'll be like Wanganeen and Ash down, 1 down to Bowes. That'll give me like 80k, and then that'll be like what, 450k ish. We'll say 460k to go Wanganeen Malera up to like either a Fulham Primo or like, I don't like LDU. Now, the reason I don't like LDU is because I think he cops Phil McGuinness this week, and I think he cops attention generally for the rest of the season. If we're going to look at midfielders, I like the look of Tom Green, obviously. Parrish is an interesting one too. Clayton Oliver's one that I think I'm just going to have to wait for a slight dip in price, but definitely one I want to bring in. What's his break even looking like? Because I think we need to get him in fairly soon. 149, he's probably going to drop 10k, so it's going to be very hard to get him in. But I do want to play the value game, so I'd much rather go someone like maybe even a Setterfield next week. It would be absolutely perfect if Setterfield misses this week, plays next week, and then we can bring him in. And we could play like safe and go like a Stephen Canelio, who's going to 100% obviously have the forward status. I do like waiting before trading in these primos because it buys you time to work out how the top 8 and the sort of primo rankings are going to look. So I'm happy going with the almost triple downgrade this week, and then obviously Darcy Cameron. If we're looking at the forwards, let's get out of break even. We'll go off round 2 summary, total points, and we'll filter just the forwards. How's Cameron looking amongst them? So he's F2 at the moment. I think that's sustainable, to be honest. 120 average probably isn't, but I think a 110 is, and that's saying something. So yeah, it might be Cogs this week, because then I could just go, what I could do, go Cogs here, and then Bose here or whatever. Then Bose comes down here, Constable's here. So Bose is there. Okay, that's good. And then I could do Cogs. So Cogs can sit in my midfield for a while. Constable will be on the field. And then once the DPP comes, I can swing Cogs and Goulden back down for Chandler and Sheasel. And then, for Zeeble and Sheasel, and swing Zeeble and Sheasel to the back line and have a back line of Doherty, Dacos, McGovern, Zeeble, Bose, and Sheasel. And it's pretty much set, you would think, for a while at least. And I really like that. And then I'd have obviously the midfield rookies, which are probably the better rookies anyway, like Ashcroft, Constable. And by then I probably have more money, just natural cash gen. So I really like how the team's actually structuring up. I hope Wenger and Ash can just pump out at least one more good score for me. I think they can, but I don't know. Obviously last week was pretty depressing, but obviously having Bruin gone now is a big monkey off the back. We don't have to worry about him at all. So yeah, really happy with the team, how it's looking. And I'm just going to look at vice captain real quick, what I'm thinking of. I think Bont is a pretty easy VC, provided we're going to assume we have either one of Chesser or Bytel. So that Bytel plays on the Saturday night, and Chesser is on the Sunday. Okay. So I think we do something like Bont into Dacos, to be honest. I think that sounds pretty good. Bont into Dacos, yeah. I don't know if Richmond will put time into him. I think the one they would use is Mansell, or Mansala, however you say his name. But I don't think anyone else could really run with him too much. So I'm happy to straight say him, to be honest. He's a gun. I don't feel like scared at all about that. Who does Witch play against? Geelong. How did he go against Geelong last year? It's not going to tell me, is it? Supercoach been laggy as 116. Okay, not great, but not bad. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah, the captain options are pretty limited on my team. That's one thing that's kind of shitty, just because Neil's not trustworthy anymore. But yeah, so Bont into Dacos I think looks pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Let me know how you guys went, and I'll try and pump out a few videos this week because it's a big week of trading and we need to work out exactly what we're going to do, because this is the week that will make or break the season. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.